This video will explain one of the major and historic change that developers of Clash of Clans have done has arrived in Town Hall 18. The iconic Eagle artillery defense have been completely removed from the game after this Town Hall. This marks the first time in the game's long history that a permanent defense has not just been reworked or merged, but has fully taken out. Previously, during Town Hall 17 update, the Eagle artillery went through a partial transformation when it was combined with Town Hall to create an Inferno artillery, essentially embedding the power directly into the base's core structure. Instead of sitting as a standalone structure, its offensive functionalities was moved into the new Town Hall. However, with the jump to Town Hall 18, even though merged version has been removed, in its place, Clash of Clans has introduced a new Guardian system, a mobile defensive units that accompany and protect the Town Hall. Supercell provided as an in-lore explanation for this removal. According to the storyline, when Town Hall 17 was struck by a massive meteorite, a part of the update visual and thematic direction, the Eagle artillery that resides in the Town Hall has been completely destroyed. Rather than rebuild it or restore its old function, the villagers and builders embraced a new technological direction. This led to the creation of Guardian, which represent a shift from stationary fixed artillery to a dynamic mobile weapons that roams the area around the Town Hall. Supercell's narrative blend evolutionized with law-based justification, making the change feel both functional and thematically meaningful. The Eagle artillery was first introduced in December 2015 as a part of a grand opening of Town Hall 11 update. At the time, it was widely considered one of the most significant defensive additions ever brought to the game. What made it revolutionary was its near total map coverage. Unlike most defenses which had a defined radius of attacks, the Eagle artillery could strike almost anywhere on the battlefield, save for small blind spot immediately around itself. This design gave it an unmatched strategic influence. Even more defining was its unique activation mechanics. Unlike other defenses that began firing as soon as enemy units entered the range, the Eagle artillery only activated after attackers have deployed a certain threshold of troops. This meant that players could not simply flood the battlefield with their armies from the start. Instead, they had to carefully consider deployment timing and strategy, often splitting a defenses into two phases: a light initial deployment to create a good opening, followed by a huge wave once the Eagle artillery was triggered. This added a new layer of complexity and forced the players to think more deeply about their attacks, ultimately elevating the shift of meta and the overall skill ceiling. Throughout the most of its lifespan, the Eagle artillery remained one of the top three most powerful defenses in Clash of Clans history, consistently shaping how players approached both attacks and defenses. Its damage output, its ability to hit enemies anywhere, and its tendencies to punish reckless mass deployment meant that it remained relevant throughout numerous updates and evolving metas. Few defenses managed to maintain comparable influences for so long. After nearly a decade in the game, Supercell had made up unprecedented decisions to retire it completely. First, the developers wanted space in order to introduce new mechanics. The Eagle artillery, while iconic and largely remained unchanged for years, and its functional concept, like the long-range bombardment with activation thresholds, did not leave much room for innovations. In order to keep the game feeling fresh, Supercell needed to explore different kind of strategic layers. The Guardian system in New Town Hall represents this new frontier. Unlike static defenses, the Guardians are mobile units that patrols around the town hall, creating an unpredictable engagement patterns and forcing attackers to rethink its familiar strategies. Secondly, this shift in mentality reflects the game's change in terms of competitive meta. By nature of being a single standalone defenses, the Eagle artillery becomes easier to target as offensive strategies evolved. With specialized siege machines and precision-based spells and highly upgraded late-game troops, players always had more tools than ever to neutralize the Eagle artillery early in the game. Other powerful single defenses like the monoliths are too new to remove without disrupting more recent design intentions. Eagle artillery, however, being an older, fits better as a candidate to be removed out. Thirdly, the broader direction of the game has been steering more towards a more dynamic, interlinked mechanics across the town hall levels. The recent updates such as merged defenses, integrated weapon systems, and now the mobile guardians shows that Supercell had a desire to give each town halls a unique identity and an overall fresh new gameplay feel. By removing a legacy defenses like Eagle artillery has allowed the developers to avoid the repetitiveness and introduce systems that helps to keep the high level play more exciting. To balance a lot of major single defense structures, Supercell has introduced Revenge Towers, another standalone defenses that helps to fill the gap left by Eagle artillery. The Revenge Tower maintains a defensive diversity while still allowing the designers to move away from what once considered a very predictable element of the late game layout. Many long-time fans may feel disappointed with this removal, especially those who have nostalgia for older meta, where the Eagle artillery shaped how the strategies and the base design were played. Its thundering strikes, its intimidating visual design, and the central role in Town Hall 11 to 17 created a gameplay which produced a strong motivational attachment towards the veteran players. As a defenses, Eagle artillery defined much of the Clash of Clans history, and Supercell has signaled that they are committed to innovation, even if it means to letting go of the beloved features. Ultimately, the removal of Eagle artillery set a powerful precedent, as that no defenses is guaranteed permanent status. This opens the door for future reworks, replacements, and radical gameplay changes. Supercell's willingness to make such decisions shows that the game has a bright future and the developers of this game has a long-term health and relevance as their top priority, even if it means dumping long-standing traditions. In the end, the shift from a stationary map-wide Eagle artillery to a mobile guardian embodies the game's future direction, which is towards a more dynamic, strategic, and varied defense experience that will keep the Clash of Clans community engaging for new and veteran players alike. And I hope that Supercell know what they are doing. Even though I'm not a biggest fan of this change, but I'm looking forward to the next meta and the next phase of this game. It's obvious that a lot of decision went behind removing one of the most iconic defenses in Clash of Clans history. But I'm excited for the new opportunities with the Guardian system. Even though Town Hall 17 already has merged, you could argue that deleted Eagle artillery from the game, there are still remnant of that defense in the game. But in Town Hall 18, they had truly removed the defenses entirely. And I'm excited to see how the gameplay changes because of it. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.